Sweet. More people are subscribing. All right. Let's see. What do we need to do? All right. Ah, ah. Come on, everyone. We are live. Let's see at everyone. We are live. And we are live. All right. Now we're done. All right. Let's pull up the drive so that bro is underwater. Do I sound bad? Do I sound bad? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? How about now? How about all right? Let me stop the bit. Let me just unplug and plug back in then. Also, I should this. Forgetting about that. How do I sound now? Sound better? Short scripts. Okay. I don't know if I want to do the Bugs Bunny one. Madara versus Sukuna, Zoro versus Pika, or Kobe versus Kizaru. Would you believe me if I told you that Ryoma and Sukuna can hypothetically one-shot Kaido? Would you believe me if I told you that? And that's why... No. It still sounds bad, but can you do a... Does it sound better, Shush? How you doing, by the way? Let me... Fuck it, let me get my headphones. Fuck. Alright. No, you go back up there. Give me this. And then... Let me plug this in real quick to the back of my mic so I can hear when I need it anyway. We're going to be recording some mini videos. Seraphim versus Akatsuki. I'll probably do Minato versus Kizaru. Minato versus Kizaru. It's good now. I'm good, Shush. How are you doing, man? Ace versus Itachi. And we'll do... what are we gonna do? Madara versus Kaido! Alright. Technically, hypothetically... Yeah. If I... Let's put this at like 12. Would you believe me if I said... Can technically, hypothetically, one-shot Kaido? Technically. Technically, hypothetically, one-shot Kaido. The world cutting was originally designed to bypass Gojo's Infinity by creating... It's good now. You doing good, Shush? How's life treating you, man? We're gonna do something a little bit different today. What the fuck am I doing? We're gonna do something a little bit different. Since only 271 chapters. I always forget it's like towards the end. Lovely. It was not Satoru Gojo. It extended all the way to space, existence, and the world so as to cut them. Without regard for your inviolability, as long as it exists inside that space, that world, those existences would split apart. It was an incredibly difficult technique to obtain, but I did have quite the wonderful model. It targets its target to the world, to the world. As long as something exists within the target's stroke. Hey, how's it going, Aster? Hope you're having a good day, man. As long as something exists within that space, it will be severed. That didn't... Something exists within, it will be severed, bypassing Kaido's durability. Durability. That doesn't mean he would win, because Kaido would instantly blitz in one shot. That doesn't. But as his biggest glazer, a guy can dream. I can only. Am I the only one who thinks Lucci can beat Sanji in a hypothetical fight? Sukuna glazing just a little bit. I'm gonna still say bypassing Kaido's durability. That doesn't mean he would win, because Kaido would speed blitz in one shot, but as his biggest glazer, a guy can dream. Would you believe me if I said Sukuna can technically, hypothetically, one-shot Kaido? The world-cutting slash is a technique that was originally designed to bypass Gojo's infinity. Its target extends to space, the world, and existence itself. As long as something exists within that space, it will be within the space of the technique, it will be severed. I'm gonna... Would binding vow to avoid the blitz? Type shit! Yeah, I'm gonna write throughout the weekend. I decided that, like, today I actually want to kind of switch things up. I feel like people really don't understand how overpowered Seraphim are. Imagine a body, imagine a being. I really don't think people understand. Seraphim versus the Akatsuki. Yes, the Akatsuki can blow up, but let me... how do I even word this one? Seraphim. One Piece. Can the Seraphim use hockey? They can use hockey, right? What's the Vivre card? S-Hawk Vivre card? Our body is a weapon. Shichibukai. Thanks to the spa effort. Only independently judge combat efficiency against when facing strong opponents. Dude, I wish there was like an easy way to get fucking. I wish there was a way to get like easy fucking scans for the Vivre cards. So yes, the Laser Loli could probably beat your favorite emo ninja, unfortunately. What's up, Lapis? How you doing? Require very specific circumstances, though, to work. No, don't get me wrong. It would, 100%. But, like, I'm not saying that he would win. That doesn't mean he would win in a fight. This guy would instantly spit blades. But, hey, as big as Glazer, a guy can dream, right? Yeah. You can buy... I'm not purchasing anything, bro. We live in 2025. I'm not purchasing manga. I'm not purchasing fucking, Vivre cards or data books. Are you out of your mind? You know how expensive that shit? I don't know. I don't know, man. Besides, even if I buy them, it'd have to be like digital. I'm not doing that, man. Where the fuck if somebody's gonna, dude, none of these places even remotely have it. Sucks. I hate having to look for fucking data books. I think that's like the one. That's also another reason I never wanted to scale Bleach. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to go out of my way to find the data books. That shit sounds like such a pain in the fucking ass. I really wish. I really fucking hate X. Whatever. You know what? Where is it? Print screen. So today I stole that shit. That's what I do. Eon. Type shit. I'm a pirate, bruh. Let me stop. Alright. Do you guys think the Seraphim have souls? You guys think the Seraphim... They kind of... I feel like the Seraphim, for whatever reason, they just don't have souls. They're just... Because, like... I mean, what is a soul, right? Like, what is a soul within the context of One Piece? Did Vegapunk create a soul? Is a soul born when a person's born? And does it come from life? Does it come from death? Hawk stats. Twitter. I'm not calling it X. I'm gonna do Ace versus Itachi. Ace versus Itachi. Okay. Is genuinely an interesting matchup. Is genuinely an interesting matchup is genuinely an interesting matchup. Both use flames. Nah. A genuinely interesting matchup. Actually, no, it's, Ace is the potentially faster combatant of the two, having the more guys. I know we had this discussion. If you need the ad books, I can link. Can you send the link on Twitter then? They're all on Tumblr. Can you send me the links on Discord, please? Worded like Conan wins. No offense, but the prospect if somebody doesn't know you, it's probably going to sound like a pointless short. It's fine. I'm going to... It doesn't matter if it's a pointless short. The fact is, somebody's going to sit there and watch it. I don't give a shit if the short in and of itself is pointless. You'd be surprised how much pointless shit exists in the internet. The simple objective fact is that it's still content, and I kind of just want to put something out. My goal today is actually to, I don't know if this would be like a treat for you guys, but I'm actually going to edit a video right here for you guys. I'm going to edit a couple shorts. Isn't Madara vs. Kaido just going to be promotion for the full-length video? It's promotion for the full-length video, but it's still something that I can get, like, you know, views on. Shorts don't actually generate as much revenue as normal videos because of time, length, etc. But, like, I mean, listen, it's something, and I can put something out here before the 11th or 12th of the month. I kind of just, in addition to just doing the stream, because I'm not going to be on stream for today for too long. I'm probably going to be here till like maybe 4:30. I just want to be able to put something out, and I feel like it'd actually be a little fun to, like, you know, record voice and just make the shorts up while you guys are here. If you guys are down for that. Otherwise, I can just sit down and just write about, what's its face? This bullshit, Bleach. But anyway, having... being capable of keeping up with Luffy, Sir of the two, being capable of fighting alongside Monkey D. Luffy in fighting alongside and scaling above Monkey D. Luffy in Marineford. Monkey D. Luffy, who by the time of Marineford has objective light speed to FTL feet. He fought the lights of Jin. How long did Ace fight Jinbei? I don't recall it being in the manga, so I can't tell you if it really is. I don't recall Ace versus Yamato in the manga. He's fought the likes of Jinbei for multiple days on end. Hey, what's up, Lazarus? Okay, I'm just gonna look this up. How long did, 5 days? Jinbei. 5 days straight. He fought the likes of Jinbei for... fought the Yonko Whitebeard. He fought the likes of Jinbei for 5 days straight. Scaling above Luffy would mean that he also should have relative attack power. Scaling above the likes of Luffy Dude, what are Ace's attack potency feats? I have, like, nothing to go out. I have, like, nothing to go off of. Like, before anyone says, well, he fought Jinbei, he fought Whitebeard, he technically, like, what actual attack potency feats does Ace have? Because one of the things, I'm not also Ace fought Whitebeard for a full day later. Yeah, but like, I don't care about any of that. I'm talking about like, what attack potency feats does he have? No, DMS Kakashi does not win that fight. No. DMS Kakashi gets caught. Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. Yo, DMS Kakashi versus Law is such a fucking mismatch, it's not even funny. Law quite literally counters every single thing in his arsenal. There's nothing in the arsenal that actually wins. Susanoo is completely irrelevant because it doesn't block room. It doesn't block out room. He can literally just break it apart if he wants. He can literally just shambles Kakashi right out of the Susanoo, making it so that the Susanoo has to disappear, just having Kakashi waste more energy. If we're talking DMS, he only has like 5 attacks anyway. You can literally count how many moves Kakashi makes in DMS. It's about 5 to 6 if you want to like separate every little action separately, man. It really does not matter. No, Yamato does not kind of scale to Kaido. Yamato can maybe fight Kaido, but I wouldn't say Yamato even remotely gives Kaido an actual fight. Like, relatively speaking, and it also, Yamato's not that tough, at least in comparison to Kaido. How isn't Kamui's passive? Yeah, and then guess what? Kamui runs out after like what, 5 minutes? Less than 5 minutes, Kamui runs out. Kamui also isn't necessarily passive, because you can technically be caught if you are in the middle of an attack. There's nothing that he does. There's no answer. He could literally stick Kakashi's head up his own ass, and there's nothing he can do about it. Quite literally. Law could be cruel if you could rearrange. Are there any feat of Ace overpowering pre-time skip Smoker? Not really. Displaying impressive stamina. Unfortunately, his scaling... He doesn't have... Unfortunately, he doesn't have... tangible... speed feats. Unfortunately, he doesn't have tangible, Yeah. That's the unfortunate part. It's like, with Ace, so something, yeah, but I'm saying Kakashi gets a touch on Law and uses Kamui. No, not really. Why would he get a touch in? How does he ever get in? How does he ever? No, it's a mismatch. Okay, so let's talk about it real quick, right? Let's talk about it real quick because I can actually make that into a quick short. Let's talk about Kamui. Let's talk about long-range Kamui, right? Long-range Kamui is irrelevant to this fight. In order for him to snipe Law's head off, or his arms, or his limbs, or whatever the fuck you want to say that he can, like, snipe out of Law, he has to make Law the focal point. Law has observation haki that tells him the intent of Kakashi's abilities right off the bat. Before Kakashi even uses Kamui, by the time that you see his eye well, not his eye transform, but by the point in time that his eye literally starts to focus on Law, he already knows what Kakashi's trying to do, and he'll shambles right out of it. Long-range Kamui, not irrelevant to this topic. Let's talk about Susanoo. Susanoo is irrelevant in this topic because, again, room completely either forces Kakashi, teleports him right out of the Susanoo, or the Susanoo disappears, or he simply uses dissection knife to literally split the Susanoo into tiny pieces. There's nothing about the Susanoo that even remotely protects it from room. Let's talk about Kamui Raikiri. I mean, Law just shambles himself with Kakashi as soon as Kakashi's about to land a hit, and now Kakashi's behind Law, and Law is just standing there. What about Kamui Shuriken? He could literally either shambles himself with, he could quite literally, I'm not fucking with you, he could quite literally either shambles himself with Kakashi and have Kakashi take the full brunt of his own Kamui Shuriken, or he could simply shambles himself with the Kamui Shuriken and, oh look, it's flying away from him and it's going on ahead. There's nothing here Kakashi has. Only thing you can argue for Kakashi is that he has Kamui to bypass Law's attacks, and even then, we know for a fact that Kamui can be bypassed through raw sheer speed. Wait, can he scale to Sabo's flames after he ate the fruit? No, I don't know if you can necessarily scale Ace to Sabo. Sabo has like potentially speaking, Sabo has better feats. Like, Ace really just has... Ace, generally speaking, fights a weaker... a potentially weaker version of Jinbei. That's only when he's inside the room. If Kakashi... He's not getting outside the room. Why would it be... No. Why would he be outside the room? The room is the size of an island. The Susanoo's not even 100 meters tall. Do you know how big an island is versus 100 meters? Like... Kakashi... Like, listen. Every single Susanoo doesn't even reach 100 meters in height. Do you realize how big room is? You also can't say, well, Kakashi can just fly away because Law can always just shambles him back in. Law can quite literally, before Kakashi even like tries to fly out of room, Law could literally pick up a little stone, toss it, and then just shambles him back in. It really doesn't matter. With Ace being, when was Ace ever remotely implied to be stronger than Sabo? Like, I guess when they were a kid. You read some good stuff, or I did read the first issue of the Transformers thing. It was kind of jarring. I remember seeing Bob. I remember seeing that like the clip of like Optimus Prime stepping on that little deer in like some short I watched earlier this year. I'm surprised they didn't just have the deer be straight up squished and like it covered in blood. But hey, it's fine. I kind of find it a little bit weird because it's like Jetfire shows up. He tries to like revive everybody, but then like. I guess he just wasn't aware. I don't know. They definitely are going with like I think it was like the D1 designs, like the first era designs that like just don't that I don't personally care for. I'm not a fan of like the Gen 1 designs for Transformers. I don't know how Susanoo works. So my question is, if Law teleports Kakashi, won't the Susanoo? No, the Susanoo doesn't follow the user. You can be ripped out of your Susanoo and it'll literally disappear. A Susanoo, actually I'll show you. When a user is either removed from the Susanoo or if a user is physically removed from a Susanoo, it will quite literally disappear. You can see this with Naruto, like with Madara in the fight where he basically takes on the entirety of the Shinobi. I'm not saying Kakashi uses Susanoo. He can just Kamui out of the room. Okay, and then how does he beat Law? Because if he Kamui's himself into the Kamui dimension, he has like 3 moves left. Like what do you want me to tell you? If he Kamui's himself into the Kamui dimension, he Kamui's himself out. Where is he gonna Kamui himself out? But right behind Law. Okay, Law observation haki. There's literally nothing there. I am okay with the artwork. I don't have an issue with the artwork. I think it was fine, though. I did have to like remind myself because I was like having a little bit of tough time following the dialogue at first, like about like the first page or two, because like I forget that since I don't really read comic books, and I'm gonna be real with you, most of what I read nowadays is gonna sound like I'm just a fucking weeb at this point. Everything I read nowadays is just manga related. So I was reading right to left instead of left to right, and I was like, yo, this isn't making any sense to me. It took me like a second to remind myself of it. It was pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. But oh wait. Yeah, so you see how... So when Madara gets pulled out of the Susanoo disappears immediately. You see how it disappears after he gets pulled out? The artwork was fine. I'm not a fan of comic books, though. I'll really be honest with you. I'm not a fan of comic books and, like, their art style. Maybe it's just because I'm just so used to reading manga, but I just do not... Sabo's massively strong, has nothing to suggest him being in the lowest interpretation for Sabo. I'll be back later. Yo, Six heard Sabo and just immediately had to say... I mean, hey, listen, I agree. But Law can just shambles Kakashi as he's entering the dimension. Yeah. Like, there's nothing that Kakashi has in this fight. Everything that he does is reliant on him making contact with Law, and Law just has Sasuke's Ame no Tejikara. He just has Sasuke's Rinnegan ability, but he can spam it. I'm not kidding. There's just no argument here. I really need to read the new Transformers. Is it really good? I'm going to try to really force myself to like sit through like comic book stuff, because I do want to I do want to eventually add like comic book stuff to the channel. Yeah. No, I'm not. It's not that I'm not feeling it. It was actually kind of crazy at the end to see Starscream literally just squish a human in his hand, while Optimus in the next issue. I only read like the first 2 pages of the next issue. Well, Optimus is really is like feeling sad and terrible about accidentally killing a deer. Although I'll be honest with you, I don't know how he stepped on a deer. Those motherfuckers are that's probably like the most unrealistic thing about all of it. I don't know if you guys have ever seen like deers in real life. Those motherfuckers will like just jump away and do whatever the fuck and just get away if they see like anything that even remotely seems like a threat. I don't know how he even got a chance to step on it. Anyway, unfortunately, he doesn't have any tangible speed feats, so all of his scaling does come from any tangible speed feats, any quantifiable speed feats, so comes from other characters. As far as Itachi goes, Itachi, on the other hand, to be fair, bro, is really big ass robot, so it might be really hard to get out of stomping range. How tall is Optimus Prime? How tall is Optimus Prime? "28 feet tall? Yo, Optimus Prime is around the same height as Kaido and Big Mom? I might make an Optimus Prime versus Kaido and Big Mom video. Fuck it, why not?" Big Mom versus end of series Sakura. What does Sakura do in this encounter? That's just a mismatch. Doing comic books will be confusing, not gonna lie. Which writers will you follow? Which issues? Which retcons? A lot of information, even for a fun little versus discussion. Say comic books are complicated. Why would Sakura win that? Under what context does Sakura win that? Are complicated in varying qualities, sometimes issue by issue. If they can be great, if you know that you're looking for a read. The absolute DC comics are the best right now. I've heard some good things about them. I've heard actually like that the designs for the characters are absolutely insane. Get it? Knee snapper. Anyway, Itachi on the other hand only has more tangible speed feats, since he was capable of reacting to, and blocking the Kirin with his Susanoo. Is a monster on the battlefield? Oh, I believe it. Prime to like galaxy levels? I don't know, man. I don't know where the Transformers scale. I think it would be an interesting fight though. So what series or comic book you want to read? Some are streamlined like manga, others are a bunch of tie-ins. I'll do anything that's like streamlined. The one thing I don't like about comic books is just the fact that like I would say that Itachi does potentially have more win cons. I will bring this in. I will bring it up that Itachi does potentially have more win cons. It's really just that like Ace is potentially faster. I mean, Ace still has White Beard Commander. We can just make an ass pull. I don't like making like ass pulls and stuff. I don't like those arguments though. Thoughts on an army like the 4th grade Shinobi army versus like when you're asking Han. First of all, Han, how are you doing? How's everything been? For the 4th grade Ninja War army, are we referring to like all the big hitters, including Naruto, Sasuke, the Kage, or like the Hokage, not the 5 Kage, the Hokage, or versus all of Marineford? Because that's a big fucking matchup, dude. That's like a lot of shit to just take in all at once. Obviously, One Piece does scale higher, but like that's still a lot to deal with. As a matter of fact, how many Marines were in Marineford? How many Marines were at Marineford? If I remember right, there were a couple of thousand, right? In Marineford. 100,000? Oh yeah, no, they just have more numbers. To be fair, the Marines are weaker. At least like the soldiers. People have videos calling him a savage of how he was moving in the Baikal Bay movies. Oh, no. He was an absolute fucking degenerate. Optimus Prime was disgusting. Yeah, no, the average Shinobi is way stronger than the average Marine. I agree with that. But the Marines also have giants, like a lot of them. And they kind of only have like Choji and his pops, and I don't think they scale to One Piece giants. It depends on the continuity of Transformers you're reading. Skybound's run is pretty low level in terms of power so far. I don't really care about like the power level. I mostly just care about the fact that I like his self-contained stories. I don't like stories. That's one of the reasons I don't like comic books in general. Just because when it comes to comic books, you have to have like a bunch of issues that all tie into each other for like massive runs, right? So, and I get that that's not like every single comic book, but like one of the things I never liked about comic books is just like there's almost never an end to them, because if you have a series like let's say like the X-Men, right, and the X-Men deal with some issue like Apocalypse or the Phoenix Force or blah 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 blah, and then they have a happy ending towards the end. It doesn't just end there. There's always like a reset, a reboot. Now we're talking about a different issue where like instead of them, now they're dealing with Magneto, and then in another one they're not dealing with Magneto, they're dealing with some other asshole. It's like, I don't know, I don't like that. I like my stories to have a beginning, middle, and end, and that's it. I don't really like these massive overarching plots throughout like many different comics. It just feels like it's needlessly endless. People have Optimus is a Master Prime, but he's gonna need gear and amps to have a chance against the Magic Giant Woman and the Oni Dragon Man. Yeah, for Skybound's run, it's pretty self-contained so far. There's other material you can read, but I'm pretty sure there's nothing mandatory. Okay, okay. I'll check it out. Is it in the website you gave me? Have you heard about the Absolute Batman series? The only comic series I have had. I've heard about it, Brand Pants, but I haven't. I've seen some of the designs. I saw like Absolute Joker and like Absolute Mr. Freeze. They do look crazy. I don't know. I've just never been into DC. Like the nitty gritty stuff of DC, I've never really cared for it. I don't know. Just never been for me. It's the Cybertron one I watched as a kid. Dude, oh, it's the run I'm reading right now? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Dude, Transformers, like robots in not robots in disguise. Transformers Armada, Transformers Energon, and I think it was Transformers Cybertron. Those in my opinion were some of the best ones. I also really enjoyed Transformers the Animated Series. That was fucking great. That's why Invincible is popular. It has a set story. Yeah, it's just Invincible is just long. But I can't really talk shit because I read One Piece. Big Mom versus Obito. Big Mom. What does Obito do? Send her to the Kamui dimension? She just swats him away when he's trying to do it. Depends on what version of Obito. If we're talking like Ten Tails Obito, I mean... Sword of Nunoboko, maybe. I could still see Big Mom just speed blitzing him. He doesn't have Kamui. Yeah, Transformers the Animated Series was fucking peak. It was so fucking peak, dude. By the way, I did check out the, I don't know if I told you, I did check out the Transformers clip, that you sent me. I like the slow-mo, I like the little slow-mo moments where they were, like, running up the cliff just to, like, then hit, Predacon, and I liked how, like, Optimus just showed up with the Gatling. That shit was fucking peak, dude. I'm so mad they never continued Transformers, the animated series. Which is either Lightspeed... which is either a Lightspeed feat, a Lightning feat if you go by the manga, by the source material, and Lightspeed if you go by the data book. Data book. Most of Itachi's jutsu isn't really relevant. Besides his Amaterasu and Susanoo are irrelevant in the matchup because Ace doesn't have chakra or a chakra network. Because Ace doesn't have chakra or a chakra network, which means is useless, and his only way to bypass his flame intangibility is through either is irrelevant in the matchup because Ace, he does is Amaterasu and Susanoo. Or Susanoo, which has the Totsuka blade that seals the opponent on contact. Burn him. As far as win conditions goes, Itachi has more options in terms of defense and offense, but Ace is potentially faster due to him scaling to characters with light speed feats. And observation hockey grants him on intent. Who do you think will win? I'm gonna leave this one as a question. Speed does not mean much unless the speed difference is too much. You know, the speed difference is too much. Itachi barely reacted to light. Like, here's the thing. Let me remind you of something, right? Let me remind you of something. Oh, I was about to type in Itachi. Let me remind you guys of one thing. Yeah, I believe that. Speed is weight. If anyone can make that claim, it's fucking Kizaru. You know what I mean? You haven't missed much. I'm gonna be making some shorts. I'm gonna be recording voice. I'm just gonna have a couple of these up. Sukuna can one-shot that. Madara versus Kaido. I already think I did that. Minato versus Kizaru. I'll make one for Minato versus Kizaru. Had warning of Kirin and still got tagged by it. Yep, I agree. 1 second. Nope. Let me remind you guys of one thing, right? This jutsu right here is either the speed of light or the speed of lightning. No, not today. Not today. I don't have that much time, and I do want to make up some shorts, which will take me at least like an hour or two, depending. So I was looking back at RuneScape stuff. I realized my character has a planetary durability feat, surviving a planet's life force being drained by 4 newborn primordial gods. Great. Okay, that's cool. Holy shit. Lapis, thank you so much for the 5. Holy shit. Guys, can we get some W's for Lapis? And for those of you that just got your memberships, check your perks in your channel. Check your YouTube membership perks. You guys will get a link to my Discord. Could you make your Brandish gag a short? I could do that. What were we talking about? He did react to Kirin. But let me remind you that this feat right here, he still took the hit. Like, yes, Itachi did block the attack. I 100% agree. He still took a portion of the hit because his cloak was destroyed. Based on intent. Will Itachi win due to having more options in terms of defense and offense? Is potentially faster due to him scaling the characters with light speed feats. And observation hint. Who do you think will win? The 4th Hokage versus The versus the fourth Hokage, Konoha's fourth Hokage. Konoha's fourth Hokage versus Konoha's fourth Hokage versus the Marine's Yellow Monkey is such a one-sided curb stomp that it isn't even funny. We'll ace Speed Blitz in one shot. That it isn't even funny. Well, Minato's teleportation is instantaneous. He needs to place markers on the battlefield like kunais, like his special kunais, in order to battlefield. Besides the fact that most of his arsenal is completely irrelevant. He can't physical contact with Kizaru. He also needs to be capable of reacting. Kizaru, on the other hand, battlefield, a barrage of light beams can't evade if they rain down everywhere. If they rain down everywhere, the only thing in his arsenal that can hit Kizaru is the Reaper Death Seal. Imagine a scenario where Kizaru, where he can to land it. Not to mention, Kizaru can just speed blitz and one-shot him before he even... Also has FTG barrier. What's FTG barrier? Yeah, what object? What object is he gonna do it? How does he get the seal up? Do you main the humming? Who do you main in the Bird Game 3? You sound like a Hummingbird main. I told you guys, I would definitely play Hummingbird main, but I haven't got the game yet. It's too expensive, dude. It's too fucking expensive for me. I also heard that it's pay to win, so I'm probably not going to. I'm probably just not gonna play it at all. I would definitely main Hummingbird. I would probably do Peregrine Falcon, but I don't know, man. I heard that, like, Peregrine Falcon doesn't drop until, like, January of next year. So I'm like, I might as well wait for then. I did like the dive bomb maneuver, but it just, I don't know. If I have to pay, like, they haven't revealed any details on, like, whether or not this next season is gonna be like free to play, like if I'm gonna be able to like generate enough credits for it, but I don't know, man. Dude, listen, alright, you guys, I'm the biggest Bird Game 3 and 4 leaker. So wait, Lapis, is Peregrine Falcon gonna be pay to win? You pick Penguin? Penguin's not viable. Fuck's wrong with you? Penguin is not viable in the slightest bit. You'd have to... First of all, the maps are generated randomly, and the only place that you ever even remotely have anything, any kind of mobility at, is near the water. And I mean, like, sure, if you can get somebody to the water, but everybody knows to play around it now. We're already past, like, week 1, bro. I'm sorry. You must be a masochist. You must be one of those, like, penguin mains that tries to climb up the ladder. I've seen the penguins of Madagascar, but they're not the penguins of Madagascar. A penguin literally just waddles. What are you talking about? Shoebill all the way? You play Shoebill all the way? Shoebill is fine. I don't know. The hitbox is too big for me. The barriers he used against the Ninetales and Tentales Bijou bombs? Yes. Okay. And where does he teleport it away? Let me remind you of something. Let me remind you. Let me remind you. I'm just gonna keep up. Oh wait, I already have Naruto up. Okay, let me remind you guys of one very important thing. Okay, and why doesn't Kizaru just speed blitz him right there? Right. So the seals, right? Yeah, I got you. So, okay. Minato set up a seal prior to the fight starting. At least we don't have any pigeon mains in stream. Yeah. I'm not a fan of pigeon mains. Also, I don't believe in pigeons. I think they're actually government drones. I've never seen a baby pigeon in my life. I don't believe in pigeons, man. Those things are fucking government drones. The day that the government shut down, I saw no pigeons in my city. I don't care if my aura is -0 with my face. It is the job. That is where you're wrong. I have leaked that season 7 through 10 maps. Also, Peregrine is free on New Year's in the bird shop. Fuck, man. I might not be around for fucking New Year's. That sucks. Pigeons are low-key just mutated rats. Only feds play pigeon in Bird Game 3. That's what I'm saying. Pigeon mains are doo-doos, bruh. They're also there. You know for a fact that pigeon mains all play in their fucking parents' basement, and you know for a fact that they all have neckbeards. There's no fucking way. There is no fucking way I'm gonna sit here and believe that a pigeon main doesn't actually smell like hot ass. Yo, Drake might be a fucking fed, bro. Yo, who sent you, bro? Drake, who the fuck sent you, bro? There's no way. I don't believe you. There's no way you actually saw baby pigeons. This guy. This guy. Guys, can we get some this guy for fucking Drake? My boy's a fed. Oh, shit. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right. We're back to this. Yeah, no. Yeah, he has to set up the flying Raijin markers way beforehand. I'm not going to sit here and believe that Minato that Minato Namikaze, as soon as the fight starts, pulls out a bunch of fucking shuriken, throws one so far away that he can ascend, that when Kizaru just decides to blast him with a single beam of light, he could just automatically teleport it to the fucking kunai that he just let. Like, you have to somehow believe that Minato can pull out a kunai, throw it faster than Kizaru can shoot a laser. There's no way. I'm sorry. I worked 7 years there. I seriously saw it. This guy! Now, oh yeah, 7 years, quotation marks. I once clipped outside New York City to find baby pigeons. They don't even exist outside the map. Yeah, no, they don't. They don't. They're fucking government drones, I'm telling you. They are government drones. On the way to the battlefield, Minato threw a kunai to set it up in case of explosions. He needs prep time. To land it. This is one of those fights that's an extreme upkill battle. And for those saying... no. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, if Minato's fighting against an opponent that can quite literally just carpet bomb the entirety of the battlefield with beams of light, I don't really think he stands a chance. Kizaru also isn't limited to the speed of light. While Minato may be potentially faster because of instant... to only the speed of light. Is also not limited to only the speed of light. He can speed blitz a version. Oh, he can speed blitz Gear 4 Luffy. Is in a form, Snake Man Luffy, who is in a form that, who is in a speed form that pushes his body beyond its limits. That pushes the speed form that pushes body several times beyond its limits. Several arcs after beams of light slow while he was using Future Sight. Instantaneous speed may be faster, but Minato still needs to react. And it's for these reasons that I believe may be faster, but he needs Kizaru just needs to but he needs time to set it up. But he needs time to set it up. It's because it's for these reasons that I believe okay, that doesn't matter. TSO are not faster. Jubito versus Ulquiorra might make a good short. I've told you, I'm not doing shit on Bleach. I'm not scaling it. I'm not doing anything of that. I don't care what it is. I'm not doing it. I have nothing to scale. I have nothing to scale Ulquiorra off of. He can blow up maybe a country. Which, I mean, I guess maybe. He can blow up a really large area. He can blow up a really large building. That's what I know he can do. I don't have much to go off of with Ulquiorra. He is stronger. He is 10 times stronger than Ichigo was. He was 10 times stronger than a form that was 10 times stronger than his base. That was about as strong as Ichigo with 10 times amps. And prior to that, Ichigo is, I guess, maybe as strong as a guy who can wipe out a fucking city block. I don't know, man. Bleach scaling is terrible. Can you really attack Pigeon mains when you main Hummingbird? Hummingbird has no skill busted since the alpha. Yeah, but the thing about Hummingbird mains is that, we die off of one hit. Pigeon mains are just tankier, dude. Maybe tankier wouldn't be the right word, but, Pigeon mains, I don't know, dude. With Hummingbird mains, it's we have to, sort of deal just kind of, prick damage every now and then. I believe it's a very powerful AoE, I just don't have anything to go off of. It's faster than his body flicker? What makes you say that? Why is it faster than his body flicker? You realize that when people use the body flicker technique, they literally have to stop, then go, stop, go, stop, go. And I don't mean stop as in they stop all their momentum. I mean, body flicker doesn't just automatically send you hundreds of thousands of meters. It's not how it works. It's instantaneous body movement. Yes. But when Minato slows down, he could have thrown the kunai. Alright, Season 10 is finally, discard selected, yes, okay, Season 10 is finally the season before the launch of Bird Game 4, where we get the new map, lovely! It's like me saying that Naruto can blow up an island. I have nothing to go off of, dude. If I say Naruto can blow up an island, I'm basically saying, and even with Naruto blowing up an island, an issue that I have with that is more so that I basically have to say, well, can Naruto blow up an island with his own tailed beast bomb if he rapid fires it? Well, no. Maybe if he supercharges it up, because he should be able to replicate a tailed beast bomb about as powerful as the two that clash between his and the other tailed beast, but it's again, there's nothing for me to go off of. Listen, guys, I'm gonna have the comments covered for a little bit because I am going to record this voice. Okay, hopefully it doesn't sound like absolute dog shit. I've never actually tried to record voice while streaming, so we'll see how this goes. Let me see. Would you believe me if I said Sukuna can technically, hypothetically, one-shot Kaido? The world-cutting slash is a technique that was originally designed to bypass Gojo's infinity. Its target extends to space, the world, and existence itself, bypassing conventional durability. As long as something exists within that space of the technique, it will be severed. I'm just gonna delete this. Let me see how it sounds. As long as it... Ooh, this is very loud. This is very loud. I don't like this. Okay, let's try that again. This is extremely loud. I'm wondering why it's recording it at such a high decibel. It's so interesting. It could be... I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm streaming. It's recording it at a higher pitch because I'm streaming. Anyway. Would you believe me if I said Sukuna can technically, hypothetically, one-shot Kaido?
The world-cutting slash is a technique that was originally designed to bypass Gojo's infinity. Its target extends to space, the world, and existence itself. As long as something exists within that space of the technique, it will be severed, bypassing Kaido's durability. That doesn't mean he would win a fight, cause Kaido would simply speed blitz in one shot, but as his biggest glazer, a guy can dream, right? Would you believe me if I said Sukuna can technically, hypothetically, one-shot Kaido? The world-cutting slash is a technique that was originally designed...
Let's delete that. Yeah, it's really recording my pitch up very high. I don't know why. Let's delete this real quick.
Kaido. The world-cutting slash is a technique that was originally designed to bypass Gojo's infinity. Its target extends to space, the world, and existence itself. As long as something exists within that space of the technique, it will be severed, bypassing Kaido's durability. That doesn't mean he would win a fight, cause Kaido would simply speed blitz in one shot, but as his biggest glazer, a guy can dream, right?
Let's see. Your mic should peak in yellow, never red. Yeah. I don't know. My mic levels are as low as they can be. I haven't messed up with the settings. It might be... Yeah. I've been using Audacity. That's when I've always used Audacity for all my clips. I don't know what it is. I think the issue is that because I'm streaming at the same time. Oh, you dropped them? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Jeff. Need to have Dragonform Kaido about to go unga bunga for the last bit. I don't know why. Maybe if I, like, lower the decibel?
Kaido. The world-cutting slash is a technique that was originally designed to bypass Gojo's infinity. Its target extends to space, the world, and existence itself. As long as something exists within that space of the technique, it will be severed, bypassing Kaido's durability. That doesn't mean he would win a fight, cause Kaido would simply speed blitz in one shot, but as his biggest glazer, a guy can dream, right?
Alright, let me record that one more time. Let me do that one more time. This is usually me for like the next couple of hours whenever I'm recording a video, by the way. Whenever I do like the Bleach one, it's probably gonna take me like 2 days to record that shit. Okay. I remember when I did Sukuna versus Madara, I was probably recording for like 4 to 5 hours. I do a lot of retakes. Sometimes I just say fuck it and just leave it.
Would you believe me if I said Sukuna can technically, hypothetically, one-shot Kaido? The world-cutting slash is a technique that was originally designed to bypass Gojo's infinity. Its target extends to space, the world, and existence itself. As long as something exists within that space of the technique, it will be severed, bypassing Kaido's durability. That doesn't mean that he would win in a fight, cause Kaido would simply speed blitz and one-shot him, but as Sukuna's biggest glazer, a guy can dream, right? Would you believe me if I said Sukuna can technically, hypothetically, one-shot Kaido? The world-cutting slash is a technique that was originally designed to bypass Gojo's infinity. Its target extends to space, the world, and existence itself. As long as something exists within that space of the technique, it will be severed, bypassing Kaido's durability.
Damn.
That doesn't mean that he would win in a fight, cause Kaido... of the technique, it will be severed, bypassing Kaido's durability.
Damn,
That
I got a little bit of a
he
pop.
would win in a fight, cause Kaido would simply speed blitz and one-shot him, but as Sukuna's biggest glazer, a guy can dream, right?
Okay, I'll just leave it like that. I'll record the next one. The levels sound fine on our end. Okay, what voice recording software to use? Audacity. Yep. Thank you, Lapis. Okay. Let's try the next one. I'm gonna put them all in the same thing, and I'll just sever it up, and I'll make all the shorts into one. Yeah, I'll just do it like that. Yeah, that way I don't have to have like multiple different clips. Actually, I'll save this one separate because I think the other two are gonna be very long. Save project. Save computer. Crash out. Naruto versus the Buster Call. I don't want to do the Brandish one because, like, oh man, that would, I guess. All right. Sukuna versus Kaido short. All right. Let's just go back.
Ace versus Itachi is a genuinely interesting matchup for a few reasons. Ace is potentially... Ace is the potentially faster combatant. Okay. Ace versus Itachi is a genuinely interesting matchup for a few reasons. Ace is the potentially faster combatant of the two, being capable of fighting alongside and scaling above Monkey D. Luffy, who by the time of Marineford has objective light speed feats to FTL... light speed to FTL feats. He fought the likes of Jinbei for 5 days straight, and immediately afterwards fought the Yonko Whitebeard, displaying impressive stamina. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any tangible speed feats, so all of this scaling comes from other characters. Itachi, on the other hand, has more tangible speed feats since he was capable of reacting to and blocking Sasuke's Kirin, with his Susanoo, which is either a lightning feat if you go by the source material, or a light speed statement if you go by the data books. Most of Itachi's arsenal is irrelevant in this matchup because Ace doesn't have chakra or a chakra network, which means Genjutsu is useless and his only way to bypass his flame intangibility is through either the Amaterasu because of its hotter flames, and the Susanoo, which has the Totsuka blade that seals the opponent on contact. Itachi has more options in terms of defense and offense, but Ace is potentially faster due to him scaling to characters with light speed feats and observation haki, granting him knowledge of everything Itachi will do based on intent. Will Ace speed blitz and one-shot Itachi, or will Itachi seal him away? You decide.
Alright, let me clean this up.
Ace versus Itachi is a genuinely interesting matchup for a few reasons. Ace is the potentially faster combatant of the two, being capable of fighting alongside and scaling above Monkey D. Luffy, who by the time of Marineford has objective light speed feats objective light speed to FTL feats. He fought the time of Marineford has objective light speed to FTL feats.
No, I just redo this whole portion right here then.
Ace versus Itachi is a genuinely interesting matchup for a few reasons. Ace is the potentially faster combatant of the two, being capable of fighting alongside and scaling above Monkey D. Luffy, who by the time of Marineford has objective light speed to FTL feats.
Okay. Oh. Ah, shit. Ah, crud. Alright. Let's do cut. How do I... It's control 3 then, right? Let me just move this back. What the fuck, dude? I'm not clicking on that bullshit. Don't give me that, man. Come on, alright.
It is a genuinely interesting matchup for a few reasons. Ace is the potentially faster combatant of the two. Ace is the potentially faster combatant.
Ah, why did it make that noise? Ah.
Ace vs Itachi is genuinely an interesting matchup for a few reasons. Ace is the potentially faster combatant of the two, being capable of fighting alongside and scaling above Monkey D. Luffy, who by the time of Marineford has objective light speed to FTL feats. So one thing I like, if there's anything about like the whole YouTube thing that I hate the most, is just recording. I hate recording voice. It's such a fucking bitch. Move it. Fuck, man. Alright, damn. Ace vs Itachi is genuinely an interesting matchup for a few reasons. Ace is the potentially faster combatant of the two, being capable of fighting alongside and scaling above Monkey D. Luffy, who by the time of Marineford has objective light speed to FTL feats. He fought the likes of Jinbei for 5 days straight, and immediately afterwards fought the Yonko Whitebeard, displaying impressive stamina. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any tangible speed feats, so all of his scaling comes from other characters.
Alright, I delete this.
Itachi, on the other hand, has more tangible speed feats since he was capable of reacting to and blocking Sasuke's Kirin, with his Susanoo, which is either a lightning feat if you go by the source material, or a light speed statement. Or a light speed statement if you go by the data books. Most of Itachi's arsenal is irrelevant in this matchup because Ace doesn't have chakra or a chakra network, which means Genjutsu is useless, and his only way to bypass his flame intangibility is through either the Amaterasu because of its hotter flames, and the Susanoo, which has the Totsuka blade that seals the opponent on contact.
Dude, why the fuck am I getting all these pops? Whatever, dude. I don't give a shit.
Contact. Itachi has more options in terms of defense and offense, but Ace is potentially faster due to him scaling to characters with lightspeed feats and observation haki, granting him the knowledge of Let's
just do this. I don't need this.
Speed feats and observation haki grants him knowledge of everything Itachi will do based on intent. Will Ace's speed blitz Will Ace speed blitz and one-shot Itachi, or will Itachi seal him away? You decide.
Okay, I'll leave it like that. Save. I didn't export the last audio, did I? Oh, I'm gonna fucking end myself, dude. I have to redo the last one. I didn't... Alright, that's fine. I have to do the last one again. Dude, I'm an idiot. I hate it. I hate everything about it. Dude, why'd I do that? Why'd I fucking do that? Alright, let's just do it again.
Would you believe me if I said Sukuna can technically, hypothetically, one-shot Kaido? The world-cutting slash is a technique that was...
Fuck! Man, I hate recording.
Would you believe me if I said Sukuna can technically, hypothetically, one-shot Kaido? The world-cutting slash is a technique that was originally designed to bypass Gojo's infinity.
I'm in my head now. Alright.
Would you believe me if I said Sukuna can technically, hypothetically, one-shot Kaido? The world-cutting slash is a technique that was originally designed to bypass Gojo's infinity. Its target extends to space, the world, and existence itself. As long as something exists within that space, As long as something exists... As long as something exists within the space of the technique, it will be severed, bypassing Kaido's durability. That doesn't mean he would win in a fight, because Kaido would... That doesn't mean he would win in a fight, because Kaido would speed blitz and one-shot him, but as his biggest glazer, alright, now I'm just redoing this whole thing. I fucking hate this dude. Why is it recording it so loudly? I don't understand why it's going up so loud. I'm not gonna check my fucking levels because this shit is so stupid to me. I didn't click on anything different. I literally did this earlier too. Okay, let me try that one more time. Would you believe me if I said Sukuna can... I don't know why I can't speak. I don't know why I can't speak, dude. Let me take off these fucking headphones. I think, I don't know why I can't speak, man. Would you believe me if I said Ryomen Sukuna can technically, hypothetically, one-shot Kaido? The world-cutting slash is a technique that was originally designed to bypass Gojo's infinity. Its target extends to space, the world, and existence itself, as long as something exists within that space of the technique, it will be severed, bypassing Kaido's durability. That doesn't mean he would win in a fight, because Kaido would simply speed blitz and one-shot him, but as Sukuna's biggest glazer, a guy can dream. Alright. Would you believe me if I said Ryomen Sukuna can technically... Wait, let me... Would you believe me if I said Ryomen Sukuna can technically, hypothetically, one-shot Kaido? The world-cutting slash is a...
Alright, let's get rid of that.
The world-cutting slash is a technique that was originally designed to bypass Gojo's infinity. Its target extends to space, the world, and existence itself, as long as it... As long as something exists within that space of the technique, it will be severed by...
Pop. Fuck.
Bypassing Kaido's... Pass...
Is there any way for me to lower this? Anybody know how to lower this? You had no clipping in that recording. Have you tried using crossfades before? I've never used anything like that. Try a quick crossfades. What's crossfades? Well, I've been there with recording. It's actually annoying as fuck. Yeah. What's crossfade? Do you prefer recording or reading Bleach? That's a very good question. How about neither? What's a crossfade, Lapis? Sorry if I don't see things immediately.
Passing Kaido's durability. That doesn't mean he would win in a fight, because Kaido would simply speed blitz and one-shot him, but as Sukuna's biggest glazer, a guy can dream. A guy can dream. A guy can dream. A guy can dream.
Okay. Let's see. All right.
Durability. Passing Kaido's bypassing. It will be severed, bypassing. It will be severed, bypassing Kaido's durability. It will be severed. It will be severed, bypassing Kaido's...
Why does it... Oh my fucking god, I hate these pops.
It will be severed, bypassing Kaido's durability. It will be severed, bypassing Kaido's durability.
Delete that. Let me see if I can...
as Sukuna's biggest glaze, that doesn't mean he would win in a fight. It will be severed.
Split.
Those durability. That does. It will be severed. It will be severed, bypassing Kaido's durability. That doesn't mean he. That doesn't mean he would win in a fight.
It doesn't sound good. I would probably choose recording over reading Bleach. It feels like it's better if I called you on Discord or explained it. YouTube doesn't let me type the comments that large. Can we do a call right now? You want to do one right now? I don't mind.
Durability. That doesn't mean he would win it.
Dude, I hate the fact that I got rid of that first recording by accident, man. Man, I hate recording.
That doesn't mean he would win in a fight, because Kaido would simply speed blitz and one-shot him, but as Sukuna's biggest glazer, a guy can dream. That does. It will be severed, It will be severed, bypassing Kaido's.
Jesus Christ, what happened here? Hey, I'm the #1 watch channel. Sweet! Hey, this is sweet. I love this. Yeah, totally. Okay. Recording voices always sounds off to yourself. Yeah. Have to focus on work. Yeah, and keep up the good work. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. All right. I'll be in the Lapis lair, all right? I'll be here. Because the only other option is to just, like, reset the entire fucking chat again.
Alright, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hey, what's up, Lapis? How you doing, man? It's been a minute.
Okay, I'm doing good. So,
Lovely.
what I'm thinking the issue is what's happening while you're getting all that popping is, so there's a term that we use in, like, audio production, known as crossfade. And so what's basically happening is, so what you're doing is you're essentially like cutting up clips, because I know that there's like a space you have where there's no audio.
Yeah.
And obviously, so you have a chance to like regroup before you say the next line. So what's happening is your mic is going from a state of like, you know how like the mic, well, not the mic, the your speakers. Sorry, that's what I. Your speakers are basically going from a state of not vibrating during that that like stretch of time where there's no audio to suddenly just vibrating, and that's basically what's causing the popping.
Okay.
And so basically, what a crossfade is going to do is basically what it's going to do is quickly decrease the volume of your first clip, and then bring up the audio, like, I shouldn't say gradually, but like quickly bring it back up, but in a way where your speakers aren't just like suddenly on. It's like turning a dial, like, quickly.
Okay.
It's not like it's not like freaking out and just starting audio.
Mm-hmm.
So here, let me pull up Audacity. Give me 1 second. Sorry,
Take your time, man. No worries.
I was working on a project for one of my finals.
Okay, how's that going, by the way?
It's going well. It's for one of my electroacoustic composition classes. So
Ooh, sounds interesting.
I've been having to do a lot of this shit lately. So
Been working
I've
hard
had
this
to.
year.
So here, I need to drag in an audio clip.
Got you.
So I'm gonna. So obviously you know how to like cut up audio, so that's not gonna be an issue.
Oh yeah, a little bit of what I learned from Audacity was just like messing around with it, but I don't really know how to like use it as in depth.
Yeah. That's what I learned in the beginning, but I didn't learn this until I took an actual class on this. But
Really?
I forgot how much of a bitch Audacity can be with just trying to snip a clip.
Oh my god, try to get like
It's
one of those like microphone covers so that like the B's and the P's don't pop as much.
What type of mic do you use?
It's a HyperX Quadcast, I think.
Let me look that up. Because I use a Audio Technica. Forgot what model it is. It has 3 different polar patterns.
To be fair though, mine's was a gift. A friend of mine a while back, he bought it for himself. He figured that he wasn't gonna do anything with it. When I told him I was gonna do content creation, he was like, okay, here, you can have this. I was like, oh, thank you. One less expense I had. Yeah, it was really kind of him.
Okay, it's nothing. It's not. Okay, that's not like a terrible mic.
Yeah.
That's not bad. It's not bad.
Oh, sweet.
It doesn't have like the stuff I have with like multiple polar patterns, I think, but it's still what you're doing is fine. You don't have to like really get into like the real thick of it. Why isn't it not letting me cut it? Okay. I think honestly I can just highlight a certain section. But what you can do is I take it you're on a Windows 11 computer. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to Effect.
Okay, let me see.
Then go to Fading.
Effects.
And then
Fading. Okay. Oh, there it is.
Because that clip is, and then the little thing that says crossfade tracks.
Okay.
And what that should do is what you should do first is highlight the area where you're getting like that popping. Highlight like just like a tiny bit before and a tiny bit after, and then what you're gonna do is crossfade the track by just pressing the little effect that says crossfade, and then don't mess with any of the settings, and then
let me try with this little portion. Okay.
Here, let me actually watch your stream and see what you're doing, because
So crossfade track, okay, and then what do I click? Constant grain.
Give me. Yeah. For some reason, I didn't. Here, I just needed to mute the stream. No. What you do is you click right like in between where the audio was at audio 1.1s are. So like where you just like snipped all of that.
Yeah.
You're going to highlight. I wish I could. Where it kind of like just breaks, where it kind of like breaks right here. You're gonna like highlight this section like in between that. So like.
So wait, hold on.
Tiny bit before.
Hold on. So like this is right here is like one of like the 2 pops, right? So there's like 2 pops. This
one
is
of the 2 pops.
Will be.
So you hear it's like right here.
Will be.
You hear that?
Will be.
Oh, it's right there.
Yeah, it's right there.
I need to turn on the volume for the stream.
Okay. I can probably also like screen share it to you, if you want.
I can I can see where it is. I'm just I probably can't hear the pop on my end just because it's going through I'm guessing you're streaming on OBS or Streamlabs.
Yeah.
There might be like some kind of filtering that's happening there, but
You said it like a little bit before and afterwards. It's literally just like this little piece right here, and then I think it's like this piece right here.
What I'm guessing is happening is it's actually not there. It's gonna be like right where you snipped audio, like those two audio 1.1s.
Yeah.
So the right like at like a little bit after 19 seconds.
Yeah.
That's where I'm guessing it's happening, but that could also just be it could also not be there because I think you left like a tiny bit of silence there.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I could also just re-record the whole thing.
but the thing is
Yeah.
even if you re-record the whole thing, if you're gonna like chop up the recording, you're still gonna have those issues. Assuming that you're still gonna have those issues because actually I need to think about this for a second.
Give me. While you do that, give me one moment. I need to mute my mic.
Okay. Chat, who's excited for the new bird game patch? As y'all know, I'm the #1 bird game leaker.
Sorry about that. Okay.
Yeah, could you, by chance, send the actual project to me?
I can send it. No worries.
Like, either, like, via private DMs or just
I got you.
some other way? Because I could probably, if I, like, put it into... If I actually, like, work on it, I could probably get a lot better of an idea of what's happening.
I got you. One moment. Content. No, not completed videos. Content. Audacity. MP3. Okay, so that's saved. That's saved. There's already a file name. Okay, so that means I already have it. So where is it? I don't see it. Content. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, just the project file, not like a WAV or MP3 file.
Oh, the project file itself. I got you then.
Yeah. Also, highly recommend this if you haven't been doing this. I highly recommend exporting your audio as a WAV file instead of an MP3.
Okay.
Because it's going to be higher quality. It's going to be larger in size. However, it's not going to be compressed.
Okay. So as a WAV 3. Okay. I'll do that for then the next one. Forgot how. Oh, Audacity. There we go.
I mean, it shouldn't be that large of a file. So
where the
let me.
I think
It has been a long time since I've used Audacity. I think I used it like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I've been mostly using FL Studios and Reaper for all of my audio production stuff, just because
I can't send it. It's over 10 megabytes. Yeah, I can't send it.
It's over 10 megabytes. Shit, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Send me, if anything. Send me your email. I can do it through there.
Yeah. I'll send it to you via private DMs.
Yeah. Okay. I'll send it to you a little bit later then.
Okay.
Because I can just get up like I can do the entire like the short. I can make it in like less than 20 minutes. So I can do that at any other point. I'm gonna record another one then, but sure. I think we'll just do it like that. Thank you. Okay.
Let's keep it right here. I'll get back to you on what the issue is, and we'll just go from there.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Good talking to you, man.
Likewise, man. I'm happy you're doing good. Goodbye. It went great. Okay. Man, don't you just love having such a wonderful community? Let's see. Hey, Noistering, how you doing, man? Been a minute. Okay. Let's try to record one more. We'll do the Minato versus Kizaru, and then I'll just leave it at that. Recent files, new. Let me actually send it to him right now. Let me switch up the screen capture for you guys. We'll just do it like that real quick. One moment, guys. So I can just send him the file. Gmail. Compose. Let me clip. Recipient. There we go. And then, okay. Yeah, okay, message sent. Beautiful. Da-da-da-da-da. Let's switch this back up to regular screen. Alright. Let me record one more and then we're good. So, it's for these reasons that I believe... Okay.
Konoha's 4th Hokage versus the Marine's Yellow Monkey is such a one-sided curb stomp that it isn't even funny. While Minato's teleportation is instantaneous, he needs to place markers on the battlefield like his kunais in order to have the most options across a battlefield. Besides the fact that most of his arsenal is completely irrelevant because he can't make physical contact with Kizaru, he also needs to be capable of reacting in order to teleport in the first place. Kizaru, on the other hand, can just fly above the battlefield and send a barrage of light beams that Minato can't evade if they rain down everywhere that he's marked. He scales above the likes of Don Chinjao and Don Sai, who can split continents within the context of the story. The only thing in his arsenal that can even remotely hit Kizaru. The only thing in Minato's arsenal that can even remotely... The only thing in Kizaru's The only thing in Minato's arsenal that can even... Why can't I speak? The only thing in... It's because I'm reading in his instead of Minato's. Okay. The only thing in Minato's arsenal that can potentially hit Kizaru is the Reaper Death Seal, but I can't even imagine a scenario where he can force Kizaru to stay still long enough to land it. Kizaru is also not limited to the speed of light. He can speed blitz Snake Man Luffy, who is in a speed form that pushes his body several times beyond its limits, several arcs after calling beams of light slow while he was using Future Sight. Instantaneous teleportation may be faster, but he still needs time to set it up. It's for these reasons that I believe... It's for these reasons that I believe... that was terrible. That was terrible. I'm just gonna redo it. That was terrible. Smart. Kizaru... Okay, let's try that. Let's try that one more time. One more time. One more time. Okay. Konoha's 4th Hokage versus the Marine's Yellow Monkey is such a one-sided curb stomp that it isn't even funny. While Minato's teleportation is instantaneous, he needs to place markers on the battlefield like his special kunais in order to have the most options available across a battlefield. Besides the fact that most of his arsenal is completely irrelevant because he can't make physical contact with Kizaru, he also needs to be capable of reacting in order to teleport in the first place. Kizaru, on the other hand, can just fly up above the battlefield and send a barrage of light beams that Minato can't evade if they rain down everywhere that he's marked. The only thing in his arsenal that could potentially hit Kizaru is the Reaper Death Seal, but I can't even imagine a scenario where he can force Kizaru to stay still long enough to land it. Kizaru scales above the likes of Don Chinjao and Donsai, who can split a continent tougher than metal, and he's relative to Aokiji, who can freeze an ocean into a continent of ice. He's also not limited to the speed of light. He's also not limited to the speed of light because he can speed blitz Snake Man Luffy, who is in a speed form that pushes his body several times beyond its limits, several arcs after calling beams of light slow, while he's using Future Sight. Instantaneous teleportation may be faster, but he needs time to set it up, so it's for these reasons that I believe... Okay. Konoha's 4th Hokage versus the Marine's Yellow Monkey is such... I said that monkey kind of like Frieza, I'm not gonna lie. That monkey sounded a little bit too much like Frieza's. Ha ha ha! You monkeys! Konoha's 4th Hokage versus the Marine's Yellow Monkey is such a one-sided curb stomp that it isn't even funny. While Minato's teleportation is instantaneous, he needs to place markers on the battlefield like his special kunais in order to have the most options available across a battlefield. Besides the fact that most of his arsenal is completely irrelevant because he can't make physical contact with Kizaru, he also needs to be capable of reacting in order to teleport in the first place. Kizaru, on the other hand, can just fly up above the battlefield and send a barrage of light beams that Minato can't evade if they rain down everywhere that he's marked. The only thing in his arsenal that could potentially hit Kizaru is the Reaper Death Seal, but I can't even imagine a scenario where he can force Kizaru to stay still long enough to land it. Kizaru scales above the likes of Don Chinjao and Donsai, who can split a continent tougher than metal, and he's relative to Aokiji, who can freeze an ocean into a continent of ice. He's also not limited to the speed of ice. Continent of ice. He's also not limited to the speed of light. He can speed blitz. He's also not limited to.
Jesus fucking Christ. 1 second.
He's also not limited to the speed of light because he can speed blitz Snake Man Luffy, who is in a speed form that pushes his body several times beyond its limits, several arcs after calling beams of light slow, while he's using Future Sight. Instantaneous teleportation may be faster, but he needs time to set it up, so it's for these reasons that I believe... Alright, I'm back. I know the person who named the Admiral epithets is just like that, but really, that's your names. Yeah. Do we like that sometimes, you feel me? Okay.
Let me go back to this. Let me go back to here. Okay. Okay. So we're done with that. Now it's time for editing. We're going to save. Minato versus Kizaru short. Then Lapis said to export the audio as a WAV, as a WAV file. Okay. Okay. That's probably. I'm not gonna do the Nemu short thing. I feel honestly. I went back to it. It's not as entertaining as I thought it'd be. Somebody told me to also do the Brandish thing, where like I sniffed her feet. Granted, I don't know how my family's gonna react if any of them actually see my content. I don't know how they're gonna react when they're like, "What's wrong with you? Why were you smelling that anime character's feet?" And I'm just like, it was a bit. What am I supposed to tell people? What am I supposed to tell my family? Let's see. Playlist, no, live. Where is it? Switching gears, back to the Clorox mines. Was it this one? Sorry. Moral dilemmas. I just don't have any way of another example of blatant inconsistency I simply can't overlook. Yeah, well, you can definitely is there. Both me are going to Brandish after the stream because I have no reason to. Both me are going to Brandish after the stream. We us. No, give me. I don't have this at a better quality. That sucks. I don't have this at better quality. Damn. I don't know how to respond to that. Who the fuck is gooning to Brandish after the stream? Because I'm clearly not doing that. After the stream ends, I'm going to go have lunch. And then I'm going to watch some Great British Baking Professionals. I don't know about gooning. For my headcanon, the Ichigo has similar powers, granting awakening. The Yuhabaka and Ichigo unknowingly awakened his friend's powers. That's flip blading. It's definitely not me. I don't think there's any... I wonder why the quality is so low. Anyway. They're all at 720? That sucks. You fixed the popping? Sweet. Sorry. I have... Sorry. I couldn't help it. You know, I like that, like, real. You know, I like that. Have lunch for the stream. We us. I'm aware that Kubo can't overlook. We us. Respond to that. Who the fuck is gooning to Brandish after the stream? Because I'm clearly not doing that. After the stream ends, I'm gonna go have lunch. And then I'm gonna watch some Great British Baking Professionals. I don't know about gooning. For my headcanon, the Ichigo has similar powers, granting awakening. The Yuhabaka and Ichigo unknowingly awakened his friend. Maybe I'll turn that into a short. Maybe. Alright. New project. Create. Okay. What are the 1080 by 920? 1080 by 920. 1080 by 920. Okay. So, here's what we're gonna do. Library, content, Audacity. Okay, Sukuna versus Kaido. We're not gonna do that one. We're gonna do Minato versus Kizaru. Who the fuck is Itachi versus Ace? Oh, Ace versus Itachi. There we go.
Ace versus Itachi is genuinely an interesting matchup for a few reasons. Ace is the potentially faster combatant of the two, being capable of fighting alongside and scaling above.
I'm gonna need some clips. Anybody know clips for Ace real quick? Does anybody know any clips that I can use for Ace? Content, background clips. I might use this one. Ungroup. Delete. Let's shorten this out because I don't need all of it.
Ace versus Itachi is...
What the fuck told you to do? No, we're doing this. Whoa. Fuck no. There we go.
Ace versus Itachi is...
Ace only really has clips from his Smoker, Blackbeard, and Marineford. What about the ones from Wano? Go to an AMV with Ace. Should have tons of clips. Sure. Wait, not here. Not here. I don't need this anymore. I don't need this anymore. I'll probably keep these up just in case. Actually, I'll turn this one to... This one's already on Itachi, so this one's already on Minato. One Piece. Does anybody know, like, the episode numbers where, like, Ace and Yamato were chatting? Well, fighting clips only exist for those 3 moments. I'm not really talking about, like, fighting clips. I'm talking about, like... This one might take me a little bit. Because, okay, so... Let me think.
Ace versus Itachi is genuinely an interesting matchup for a few...
While I figure this out, I'm gonna throw in some music. Let's see, what music do we use? Content. Music... You might just use this.
Ace versus Itachi.
Ooh.
Versus Itachi.
This is a little loud. This has to be like...
Itachi is genuinely an interesting matchup for a few reasons. Ace is the potentially faster combatant of the two, being capable of fighting alongside and scaling above Monkey D. Luffy, who by the time of Marineford has objective light speed to FTL feats. He fought the likes of Jinbei for 5 days straight, or will Itachi seal him away? You decide. Ace versus Itachi is genuinely an interesting matchup for a few reasons. Ace versus Itachi is genuinely an interesting matchup for a few reasons. Ace is the potentially faster combatant of the two, being capable of fighting alongside and scaling above Monkey D. Luffy, who by the time of Marineford has objective light speed to FTL feats. Ace versus Itachi is genuinely an interesting matchup for a few reasons.
Should be 10:15. I'm not taking clips from somebody else's channel. I'll take like episodes, I'll download them,
I'll take like full episodes, I'll download them, and then I'll like chop them up. But I'm not gonna go into somebody else's video to like, you know, chop up little clips or whatever. That's just not happening. I don't feel good about that. The only time I even like doing it is when I have to like. The only time I will do it is when like I'm taking like, let's say like a specific like screenshot because I just can't find it anywhere else. Yamato Momonosuke, Father's Journal. Yeah. 10:15. Thank you. Okay, this has to just go straight mute. Let's see what they got. Okay. Fuck no. Content. One Piece. Videos. This is 10:15. There is absolutely no way in fuck shit hell I already have 10:15. I already had 10:15. That's crazy to me. Could use the Marineford theme from Pirate Warriors for the Marinefords versus Shinobi Alliance video. I could actually definitely do that. You could use the attack on Baroque Works fleet, the entire 95 on Crunchyroll, Ace was Aura farming? Sweet. Such episode 95. 45. 95. Can't have that. 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 Okay. I could definitely use this. Thank you. Do you guys have, does anybody know the episode for Naruto where Itachi first shows up? Like Itachi's, like, reveal episode? I can always just look it up on my own. Don't worry. What episode does Itachi make his first appearance? Does Itachi make eggs? That's... Alright. Naruto. 81. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Started watching One Piece live action and loves it. That's great, man. Hey, that's great. I'm glad they're liking it. I feel like it's definitely a good live action. I think we've talked about this before. We've had this discussion, but I think it's a good live action. I don't know. I just feel like it's one of those things where I'm like, should it really have been a live action in the first place? Considering that, like, yeah, they can probably like shorten out the story, but I feel like there's just so much that they're gonna have to get rid of. Ooh, we're definitely not. They're just standing there. Yeah, we'll take this. You punch just like a drunken rider right here, right now. Ha! Right here, right now. Ha! You punch just like a drunken rider right here, right now. Ha! Ten wa shishu nado ichi no ra hitoro ichiro tiru Dotsai sokuyo Podada surero Uairo te urisuketa Pa 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 Hikato inawore kiwamelo, yeah. He's just standing there, menacingly! Type shit, actually. Itachi's one of the few people where I would actually be like, yo, bro, he's definitely standing there menacingly. Alright. What was it? 10:15. It's 10:15 in the morning.
Alright, so here's the full episode. Guys, we could quite literally just watch the full episode right here. But that would go against YouTube terms of service. So we can't do that. Because I don't want to get my channel taken down. Alright. Pa-da-pa-da-pa-pa. We'll use this clip right here first. I like this. What am I doing?
Ace versus Itachi.
Sontok.
Itachi is genuinely an interesting matchup. Ace versus Itachi is Itachi is Itachi 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 Itachi. Ace versus Itachi.
Damn, I thought I was I thought I unmuted myself. Okay. Classic Naruto. Pa 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 boo 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 do 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 ooh ooh ooh. Imagine being two grown adults getting your asses beat by a guy that's basically like 18 years old. That's crazy. Me personally, I could never.
Ace versus Itachi is genuine. Ace versus Itachi versus Itachi 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 is Itachi Itachi is Itachi is genuinely an interesting matchup. Ace versus Itachi is genuinely an interesting matchup for a few reasons.
You know what? I'm gonna do it like this instead. I'm gonna stretch this out to about a minute and a half. Oh, I don't like that. Why the fuck does it do that, man? I don't like that measurement of time. What button did I I have to reset this bullshit.
Ace versus Itachi is genuinely an interesting matchup for a few reasons. Ace is the potential reasons. Ace.
Actually, we'll do it like this, and then we'll stretch this out to the...
Is genuinely an interesting matchup for a few reasons. Ace versus Itachi is genuinely an interesting matchup for a few reasons. Ace is the potential. Ace is the potential. Ace is the potential. Ace is the ace is the ace is the.
By the way, you guys are gonna be hearing this a lot because whenever I'm like recording.
Ace versus Itachi is genuinely an interesting matchup for a few reasons. Ace is the potentially faster combatant of the two, being capable.
81. He's just standing there menacingly. Okay. Back. Would you use footage for any kind of video? Would you use game footage for any kind of video? What do you mean? What kind of game footage? What kind of game footage are we talking about? Because if we're talking about like having Naruto Storm on the background, no, I wouldn't.
Ace is the potentially fast.
Okay, so now, what episode does Luffy save Ace on Marineford? It's at 481. Okay. Where hell have I been messaged? Yeah. I wish One Piece had better theme songs, man. I got like maybe 3 or 4 that I can say I genuinely like. This was a fucking lie. This was a fucking lie. This is a goddamn lie. The way that Ace has opened. This is a fucking lie. Ace hasn't been saved. Oh, it is. Ace was saved. Give me this. Alright. Oh, Ace did get saved. Not Naruto. One Piece. 481. Okay. Where is it? Where is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? 480. Did I accidentally type in 4? No, this is 484. That's 484. Did it not download it? Oh, it's done downloading. Sweet. Okay. Let's see. Don't throw these all the way over here. Might need them for later. Okay, we'll take this.
For a few reasons. Ace is the potentially Ace is the potentially Ace is the potential Ace is the potentially Ace is the potentially fast Ace is the potentially faster combatant of the two, being capable of fighting alongside and scaling above. Two being capable. Ace is the potentially faster combatant of the two, being capable. Faster combatant of the two, being capable of fighting alongside. Being capable of
Okay, I can work with that. Right there. Where's
being capable of fighting alongside and scaling above Monkey D. Luffy, who by the time of Marineford has objective light speed to FTL feats. He fought the being capable of fighting alongside and scaling above Monkey D. Luffy, who by the time of being capable of fighting alongside and scaling above Monkey D. Luffy, who by the being capable of fighting alongside.
what do I use for this? I'm trying to think. Maybe I can use the clip that you guys mentioned before. It was like what, the 80 it was like episode 81, right? No, 95. It was like episode 95. Delete. God, Ace is so cool.
Itachi on the other being capable of fighting alongside and scaling above who by the time of Marineford by the time of
We'll just take that there.
being capable of fighting alongside and scaling above Monkey D. Luffy, 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 Monkey D. Luffy.
Okay. Monkey D. Luffy. And then One Piece, Marineford, Uh,
Monkey D. Luffy, who by the time of Marineford has objective light speed to FTL feats. He fought the likes of Jinbei for 5 days. He fought the likes.
Is it? Okay, let me do this first. Okay, so we're gonna mask about there, and then we're going to let me line this up right. So we go here. Okay. And then we go here. Damn it. Okay, that's one. This is Sabaody.
Oh my god, what these One Piece fans really thinking that anyone in One Piece could even remotely deal with Edebada and Naruto.
Uh, Actually, I'll do this here. Then we'll take this one. Needless to say, let's. Wait, that's so weird. Why does it expand it like that? It should be expanding it separately perfectly. Okay. And then this one, not that one. Then the first one. We'll split this to about half. Let's see.
Two FTL feats. He fought the likes of Jinbei for 5 days straight, and immediately afterwards fought the young. Anybody know what chapter? If you ever mention hockey in this short, maybe you can use the moment where Ace used Conquerors. I don't really bring that up. Does anybody know what chapter? Does anybody know what chapter Ace talks about his fight with Jinbei? What chapter does Ace fight Jinbei? $552? Cool. 552, 552. Ooh, you had it already. Damn. You guys really know your chapters. Respect. Marineford. What does Hunter x Hunter have to, like, beat Naruto? Where do they scale? I've heard that, like, Hunter x Hunter caps out at, like, mountain level, which is, like, tailed beast level. Which is impressive, don't get me wrong. It's just, I don't know if that necessarily surpasses Naruto. I would argue that they probably get eaten alive. Just avoid the old age to sign. Yeah, probably. Mm-hmm. He fought the likes of Jinbei for 5 days straight, and immediately afterwards fought the Yonko, We'll save that there. We'll make everything smaller from here. Let's set up every one of the images first, and immediately afterwards... likes of Jinbei for 5 days straight, and immediately afterwards fought the Yonko Whitebeard, displaying impressive stamina. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any tangible speed feats, so all of his scaling... By tangible, I mean on. By tangible... Scaling comes from other characters. Itachi, unfortunately, he doesn't have any tangible speed feats, so all of his scaling comes from other characters. Itachi on the other hand... Okay. What chapter does he...
I could use this one.
Speed feats, so all of this scaling comes from other characters. Itachi on the other hand has more tangible speed feats since he was capable of reacting to and blocking
Okay. What episode does the... What up? Hey, what's up? Not by feats. You have to take the data books literally to have Naruto beat Hunter x Hunter. So where exactly does Hunter x Hunter scale then? I'm not saying that, like, I disagree. I just don't know personally where they do, so I can't exactly tell you if, like, I would disagree or not. What exactly is Hunter x Hunter's scaling? What episode does Itachi fight Sasuke? 135. I don't know why it struggles to do that. It's just weird. 135, 135, 135. Naruto would be such a great anime to, like, watch through again if I didn't have to sit there and mire through... If I didn't have to sit there through the bullshit, through the absolute dog shit that is all that filler, and I have to figure it out on my own. I just want to click through episodes. I don't want to have to, like, click, step out, go again. And sure, it might be one of those, like, first world problems, like one of those, like, well, you're just complaining to complain. You know, you could just look up the episode list and just have it on the side. But that's work, and I don't want to work when I'm doing stuff.
I realize the screaming pain, hearing loud in my brain, but I'm going straight ahead with this score.
Dude, that song went so fucking hard. Sure, I'll just download. Fuck. All right. Videos. No. Naruto videos 185. Shit. I'm gonna have to rename that. That's okay. Videos, go back. Marine videos. Do I already have a video? 473. Don't tell me it's fucking up any of my stuff.
Monkey D. Luffy, who of the two being capable of impressive stamina. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any tangible speed feats, so all of this scaling comes from other characters. Itachi, on the other hand, has...
Okay. Here, history, no, not history. Downloads, open it up in file. 135.
Dun dun, dun dun, dun.
So what are you guys talking about? Okay. So I didn't get a hold of the mouse. I don't even know, man. Kurama's Biju bombs blew up an island even after getting blocked by 5... They didn't blow up an island. That's just completely disingenuous. They blew up the mountain on the island. They even say it. The mountains.
The Biju Bomb have to give their all. They don't have to give their all with Biju Bombs. Biju Bombs are, for the most part, casual for tailed beasts. Well, not casual. I don't want to say casual either. Like, they do put in some effort for Biju Bombs, but it's like rapid firing them or like even just shooting like a regular Biju Bomb is not exactly like a very straining thing for tailed beasts. I would genuinely disagree with that. Oh no. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna need this. Definitely gonna need this. The conditions have been met, Itachi. Oh, blew off the coast. Alas, destroy a landmass that did have a mountain. No, he literally states mountains. Hashirama quite literally just states the mountains. Or is it 24? No, this is prior. All the way across the shore. Oh, let me see. Where did he... Where did he say that? It did have a mountain. Those are mountains back there. What are you talking about? Those are mountains back there. And you can even see right here, he didn't blow up the entire island. Like, I get you like Naruto, but you make a lot of disingenuous claims, dude. Does Meruem have a light speed statement? Can I get a... Can I get the chapter for it stated that Meruem has light speed? But I'm going straight ahead with this scar. Oh no. Oh no. Alright. Let's see. Right here. 1138. Didn't even blow up a mountain. The big explosion doesn't do anything visual within the visual radius it's destroyed. Yeah. Ah, fair enough. If you remembered it being bigger, that's different. But, like, yeah, it didn't... Yeah, but, like, no, he didn't do the thing. Like, this is what I mean. Like, here's the thing. I agree with, like, the idea that, like, Naruto characters seem very strong when, like, you know, you look at them in a vacuum or whatever. And I've said this a lot of times before. I actually genuinely believed from the bottom of my heart that Naruto just far outscaled even One Piece for years, man. But, like, when you really just look at shit for what it is, they really don't. Naruto scaling is really not that impressive. I'm gonna need the Amaterasu stuff as well. I'm gonna need this. Now, that's not to say that I think it beats Hunter x Hunter. I don't know how strong Hunter x Hunter scales. That's which is why I've been asking these questions. But in general, I'm going to take that. I'm going to take... Was Wayne Stein in the Cooper, blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Moichido o kaete sutae mijikai yo itura da 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 da. Blah 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 blah. Kontora eru ara marira wa zora o aru yami wa mina tomo da monta keta. Sora yami wa furiki iwo da monta keta. Sora yami wa furiki iwo da monta keta. Let me just see what exactly I need for Itachi again. Itachi, on the other hand, has more tangible speed feats since he was capable of reacting to and blocking Sasuke's tangible speed feats since he was capable of reacting to and blocking Sasuke's since he was capable of reacting to since he was capable of reacting to and blocking Sasuke's Kirin with his Susanoo, which is either a lightning feat Susanoo, which is either or a lightspeed statement if you go by the data books. Most of Itachi's arsenal is irrelevant in this matchup because Ace doesn't have chakra or a chakra network, which means Genjutsu is useless. Chakra network, which means Genjutsu is useless, and his only way to bypass his flame intangibility is through either the Amaterasu because of its hotter flames, and the Susanoo. Dude, Loki intangibility has got to be like a fucking nightmare to deal with. The fuck, man? Do the thing. I ain't gonna lie, Ace got a pinchable waist. No funny. Chat, real talk. This motherfucker got a pinchable waist. I'll say it. I'm the only one here brave enough to say it. Type shit. For now, we have not seen a true powerhouse really at work. Ging, Parrotson, Kuroro, Hisoka, and many others are stronger than Meruem and Naruto, and Hisoka didn't even care about the Chimera Ant. Is not as strong at best mountain level and sound speed. The top of the verse were like Gin. Naruto fans gotta learn that it ain't 2010 anymore. We gotta actually see the insane scaling of One Piece. Meruem has no light speed confirmed feats, but is N, which is similar to observation hockey, is light speed. What is N? What is N? Kurapika did not even care. Ging was playing with Pariston, maybe Netero. It's pulverization, vaporization that amps the destruction and AP of Naruto. Like vaporization of a small area often scales higher than fragmenting a large area. Okay. Sean Eon Combs is back, baby. What do you mean? I'm just saying the guy has a pinchable waist. There's no Sean Eon Combs here. Fuck you talking about? Alright. Itachi, on the other hand, has more tangible speed feats since he was capable of
Okay. I need to throw in, what, 135 into this bitch? 135. And then... It's the one thing I hate, having to, like, always remove the fucking soundtrack. Okay, let's throw this up here. I need the moment where... Y la brosa suena rap. Scooby-Doo pop pop. They really spent an entire episode giving me a fucking flashback. Okay. I need as much of this as possible. I found you, faker! Faker. You're the faked hedgehog around here. You're comparing yourself to me? Ha! You're not even good enough to be my... I'll make you eat those words! Jesus, the sound of, The sound design for Sonic Adventure 2 Battle will forever be one of the worst things I've ever witnessed.
Itachi, on the other hand, had... Itachi, on the other hand, has more tangible speed feats since he was capable of reacting to and blocking Sasuke's Kirin with his Susanoo, which is either a light... Itachi, on the other hand, has... Since he was capable of reacting to and blocking Sasuke's Kirin with his Susanoo, which is either a lightning... Since he was capable of reacting to and blocking Sasuke's Kirin with his Susanoo, which is either a lightning feat... Since he was capable of reacting to and blocking Sasuke's Kirin with his Susanoo, which is... Since he was capable of reacting to and blocking Sasuke's Kirin with his Susanoo, which is either...
137. I got those portions right there. I don't think I need anything else from here. I don't need anything else from here. I don't need this. I don't think I need any of this. Don't need this. I don't need this. And I don't need this. Let's clean up a little bit. And I don't need this, and I don't need that. Okay. We did all that. I don't have 138. I could have sworn I did. Okay, I do. Okay. Usually these don't take this long. Damn. I guess because I made this one like a minute long instead of like 20, 40 seconds.
Was capable of reacting to and blocking Sasuke's Kirin with his Susanoo, which is either a lightning... was capable of reacting to and blocking Sasuke's Kirin with his Susanoo, which is either a lightning feat if you go by the source, and blocking Sasuke's Kirin with... Most of Itachi's arsenal is irrelevant in this matchup because Ace doesn't have chakra or a chakra network, which means Genjutsu is useless, and his only way to bypass his flame... And his only way to bypass... And his only... And his only... And his only way to... And his only... This flame intangibility is through either the Amaterasu because of its hotter flames, and the Susanoo, which has the Totsuka blade that seals the opponent on contact. Itachi has the Totsuka blade that seals the opponent. Which is either a lightning feat if you go by the source material, or was capable of reacting to and was capable of reacting to and blocking Sasuke's Kirin with his Susanoo. Sasuke. Kirin with his Susanoo, which is either a lightning... Sasuke's Kirin with his Susanoo, which is either a lightning... Sasuke's Kirin with his Susanoo, which is either a lightning feat if you go by the source... data books. Most of Itachi's are by the source material or a light or a
Be gone with the thunderclap. I'm gonna give you the clap. Alright. That's enough of that. How much more of this shit do I have to edit? Oh god, that's still a lot.
Most of Itachi's arsenal is irrelevant in this matchup because Ace doesn't have chakra or a chakra network, which means Genjutsu is useless and his only way to bypass... Most of Itachi's arsenal is irrelevant in this matchup because...
Most jutsu. I need versus battle wiki real quick. Itachi, Uchiha, BSBW. Save as a PNG. Library, content. Where are my profiles? Here we go. Profiles, Naruto. Itachi, sit. Does not.
Most of Itachi's arsenal is irrelevant in this matchup because Ace doesn't have chakra or a chakra network, which means Genjutsu...
Profiles. Naruto. Itachi sitting.
Doesn't have chakra or a matchup because Ace doesn't have because Ace doesn't have chakra or because Ace doesn't have chakra because Ace of Itachi's arsenal is irrelevant.
Where is it? Not invert. Black and white. Let's do this, and then. So it has to be like 48 then, right? Because it's
is irrelevant in this matchup because Ace doesn't have chakra or a chakra network, which means Gen is irrelevant in this matchup because Ace does.
Okay. Dragon Ball, Bleach, Naruto. This is like the part that you guys are basically just seeing straight up like editing at this point. I don't have those early fucking chapters, man. God, I hate having lost everything I had, bruh. No. Okay, what chapter? Dude, I hate having to find all this shit again. I hate having to do the same thing twice. I'm closing Discord. I don't need Discord up anymore right now. Lower this. Anybody know what chapter, because I have to look somewhere else. Anybody know what chapter they were talking about, like the chakra network? Don't remember a specific statement that requires to narrate for capture. I got you right now then. Oh, man. It was when Naruto came back, which was 235, and then they meet up with Itachi and friends, which is like, what, 240 something? It was actually way farther up than that then. When did they run into Itachi? Naruto, Genjutsu works on your opponent's 5 senses. You control the chakra flowing through their cranial nerves in advance. Yeah. Yeah, right there. Shooting exams. Rescue Gaara. What chapter does Rock Lee fight Gaara? Way before this. It's like what then? 80, 105, 104? No, way prior to this. Which is then like. Ace still has nerves. Yes, but those nerves don't have chakra flowing through them. See you later, Red Up. Those nerves do not have chakra flowing through them. If you're gonna argue that Ace, that you can all of a sudden just have somebody. Kyaku spread throughout the body. Human circulatory system. Right here. The Kirikaku, or the chakra network, is a network of lines spread throughout the body and the opponent, same as the circulatory system. It's a system of vessels that carry chakra throughout the body. He can inject it. Inject it into what? Where does he inject it to? Where does he inject it? Where does it flow? What do you want me to tell you? The eyes? Okay, and how does the chakra flow from the eyes to the brain? How does it flow? Where does it flow through? The chakra network. I'll answer it for you. It flows through the chakra network. The nerves, yes. The chakra
network. Not just nerves, the chakra network. Which means Genjutsu is useless, and his only way to bypass his flame intangibility is through either the Amaterasu because of its hotter flames, and the Susanoo, which has the Amaterasu because of its hotter flames, and the Susanoo, which has flame intangibility is through either the Amaterasu through either the flame intangibility is through either the Amaterasu is through either the Amaterasu because of its hotter flames, and the Susanoo is through either the Amaterasu intangibility is through either the Amaterasu because of its hotter flames, and the Susanoo, which has the Totsuka blade that seals the opponent on contact. Itachi has more options.
I'm gonna have to get this pieces back. Shit.
And the Susanoo, which has the Totsuka blade that seals the opponent. Susanoo, which has the Totsuka.
Or what if I just use this? Oh god, I'm gonna have to just edit the whole fucking thing. Alright, whatever. Okay. I always wondered about like Ace versus Itachi. Like, what makes people want to even like talk about this matchup in the first place? I guess because, you know, they're brothers or whatever.
and offense, but Ace is potentially faster due to him scaling to characters with lightspeed feats, and observation hockey grants him knowledge of everything Itachi will do based on intent. Will Ace speed blitz and one-shot Itachi, or will
Not a
Itachi seal him
quantifiable
away?
lightspeed feat.
And offense, but Ace is potentially faster due to him scaling to characters with lightspeed feats, and observation hockey grants him knowledge of everything Itachi will do based on intent. But Ace is potentially faster due to him scaling to characters with lightspeed feats, and observation hockey and the Susanoo, which has the Totsuka blade that seals the opponent on contact. Itachi has Totsuka blade that seals the opponent, which has the Totsuka blade that seals the as the Totsuka blade the Totsuka opponent on contact. Itachi has more Itachi flames, and the Susanoo, which has the Totsuka blade that seals the opponent on contact. Itachi has more options in terms of defense and offense, but Ace Itachi has more and the Susanoo, which has the Totsuka blade that seals the opponent on contact. Itachi has more options in terms of defense and offense, but Ace is potentially faster due to him scaling to more options in terms of defense and offense, but faster due to him scaling, but Ace is potentially faster defense and has more options in terms of defense and offense, but Ace is potentially fast. Ace is potentially offense, but Ace on contact. Itachi has more options in terms of defense and offense, but Ace is potentially but Ace is potentially Itachi has more options in terms of defense and offense, but Ace is potentially faster. But Ace is potentially and offense, but Ace is on contact. Itachi has more options in terms of defense and offense. In terms of defense and offense, but Ace in terms of defense and offense, but Ace is potentially faster due to him scaling to characters with lightspeed feats, and observation hockey grants him knowledge of everything Itachi will do based on it. But Ace
what are we talking about? Yes, it is the combination. Yes, I'm making short six. What's up, man? Only potentially Amaterasu, just because of the whole heat thing that Akainu was talking about. He can burn fire. Amaterasu burns fire. Like, I'm not here to, like, really make the whole... I'm not here to make, like, the whole conversation really be a thing. I don't really care. I don't really care to like actually make a whole like real topic on like Ace versus Itachi. It's just annoying because Ace doesn't have like the most tangible stuff. Like, yes, he scales to other characters, but that usually isn't good enough for a lot of people, so it just makes it annoying. Yes, and how do the nerves work? The chakra fucking... Bro, alright. I know that the new chapter's out. I don't know what to do for this Licks portion.
But Ace is potentially faster due to him scaling to characters with lightspeed feats, and Observation Haki grants him knowledge of everything Itachi will... And Observation Haki grants...
Do I have the Roku Shina Island? Roku Shina Island. What is it? 596? Dude, why did I lose my data bank? Fuck me, man.
And Observation Haki grants him knowledge of everything Itachi will do based on intent. Will Ace speed blitz and one-shot Itachi? Will Ace speed blitz and one-shot Itachi, or will Itachi seal him away? You decide. Decide.
Ace versus Battle Wiki. Portugas DS. One Piece. I might name my kid Ace. Why the fuck not? I don't even care for the guy, but I might name...
Will Ace speed blitz and one-shot Itachi, or will Itachi seal him away? Or will Itachi...
Copy.
You decide. You decide. You decide. You decide.
What do you think takes it? Because power scaling is just my dad beats your dad. I don't probably... I definitely don't have enough time to make another short. I was hoping to, but I don't think I'm going to have the time. Who do you think wins? Okay.
Or will Itachi seal? Or will Itachi? Or will Itachi seal? But Ace is potentially faster due to him scaling to characters with lightspeed feats and observation haki. I'll post this one today. Yeah, I'll post this one today, and I'll probably make another one whenever I have the chance tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna really do much tomorrow, so I'll probably just do it like that. Definitely there. And then only for this one here. I have to go in here. Center. Center. I want this at the center right here, so that would be my... That's my x-axis, so copy this. And then go to this one. And move it here. Useless, and his only way to bypass his flame intangibility by the data book. You know what? I don't need to mask this. I'll just zoom in. Alright, let's see what we got. Ace versus Itachi is genuinely an interesting matchup for a few reasons. Ace is the potentially faster combatant of the two, being capable of fighting alongside and scaling above Monkey D. Luffy, who by the time of Marineford has objective lightspeed to FTL feats. He fought the likes of Jinbei for 5 days straight and immediately and then we highlight these and we move this to 20 as well. Above Monkey D. Luffy, who by the time of Marineford has objective lightspeed to FTL feats. He fought the likes of Jinbei for 5 days straight and immediately afterwards Jinbei for 5 days straight and immediately I never did anything with these. Oh man. And then let's do this. Go down. And then go here. Right here. Yeah, mostly with Ace, I feel like, and this is not to like talk him down or anything, but I feel like with Ace, it's one of those cases where like I'm not saying that he's not strong, I just feel like with him, it's mostly fucking lore. Like it really just feels like for Ace, it genuinely is mostly lore. That's not a bad thing, but like, it does bring up always like the predicament of like people just not believing the information regardless of what you provide simply because, oh, hey, it's not tangible. It's not directly visible. Straight and immediately afterwards beats. He fought the likes of Jinbei for 5 days straight and immediately...
That's really just like the issue that I have with it, man. By the way, I'm not reading comments right now. I can't see anything, so...
He fought the likes of Jinbei for 5 days straight, and immediately afterwards fought the Yonko Whitebeard, displaying impressive stamina. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any tangible speed feats,
and for this one, I'm going to just take this. X. And then make it smaller. Up.
impressive stamina. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any tangible speed feats, so all of this scaling comes from other characters. Itachi, on the other hand, has more tangible speed feats since he was capable of reacting to and blocking Sasuke's Kirin with his Susanoo, which is either a lightning feat. Itachi, on the other hand, has more tangible speed feats since he was capable of reacting to and blocking Sasuke's Kirin with his Susanoo, which is either a lightning feat if you go by the source material, or
Itachi also didn't block it. Of course, Itachi... still took the hit. Okay.
feat if you go by the source material.
Wait, why the fuck does it look like that? I know I'm not, like, cutting it out too much. Tighten it up. What the fuck? It's not tightening up. What the fuck? Whatever. Right here. Right here.
Feat if you go by the source material, or a lightspeed statement if you go by the data books. Most of Itachi's arsenal is irrelevant in this matchup because Ace doesn't have chakra or a chakra network, which means Genji...
Okay. Hope you guys are having a decent discussion in the comments. Imagine Jiraiya saying that Naruto's not cut out for Genjutsu. I would have trained him regardless. I would have been like, bro, listen, you're trash at this, but I'm gonna do it for you. I also love how people say, oh, well, Itachi's gonna inject the chakra. When does he inject chakra?
have chakra or a chakra network.
Alright.
Because Ace does... this matchup because Ace doesn't have chakra or a chakra network, which means Genjutsu is useless, and his only way to bypass his flame intangibility is through either the Amaterasu because of its hotter flames, and the Susanoo, which has the Totsuka blade that seals the opponent on contact. that seals the opponent on contact. Itachi has more options in terms of defense and offense, but Ace is potentially faster due to him scaling to characters with lightspeed feats and observation haki that seals the opponent.
I can just Why?
with his Susanoo, which is either a lightning feat if you go by the source.
Itachi also doesn't. Still gets hit. I just need to add that panel real quick. Because I feel like people are going to be like, oh, but Itachi, blah, blah, blah. Let me just get this real quick. Still gets hit by it. Still takes a hit. To be clear, he's still... Relativistic reaction. He still gets hit. Granted, he still got hit. He still gets hit. He still takes the hit. To be clear, he still takes the hit. Let me lower this down to like 12. To be clear, he still takes the hit.
Susanoo, which is either a lightning feat if you go by the source material, or a light speed statement if you go by the data books. Most of Itachi's arsenal is irrelevant in this matchup.
Maybe I'll put it like right here. Okay, I think that's good enough. Let me just delete everything else. Sorry if I make this boring for you guys. I just have to concentrate on this real quick. Alright, let's see. Let's look at this one more time.
So all of this scaling comes from other characters. Ace versus Itachi is genuinely an interesting matchup for a few reasons. Ace is the potentially faster combatant of the two, being capable of fighting alongside and scaling above Monkey D. Luffy, who by the time of Marineford has objective light speed to FTL feats. He fought the likes of Jinbei for 5 days straight, and immediately afterwards fought the Yonko Whitebeard, displaying impressive stamina. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any tangible speed feats, so all of this scaling comes from other characters. Itachi, on the other hand, has more tangible speed feats since he was capable of reacting to and blocking Sasuke's Kirin with his Susanoo, which is either a lightning feat if you go by the source material, or a light speed statement if you go by the data books. Most of Itachi's arsenal is irrelevant in this matchup because Ace doesn't have chakra or a chakra network, which means Genjutsu is useless, and his only way to bypass his flame intangibility is through either the Amaterasu because of its hotter flames, and the Susanoo, which has the Totsuka blade that seals the opponent on contact. Itachi has more options in terms of defense and offense, but Ace is potentially faster due to him scaling to characters with light speed feats, and Observation Haki grants him knowledge of everything Itachi will do based on intent. Will Ace speed blitz and one-shot Itachi, or will Itachi seal him away? You decide.
Yeah, let's just save this. Crash at my place, baby, you're a wreck. Needless to say, I'm keeping her in check. She was all bad, nevertheless. Alright, guys, sorry about all that. Let me just bring this down. Alright. You find it interesting? Huh. I find it interesting too. I always thought about, like, you know, editing a video with you guys, but I wasn't sure because I know that, like, the process in the background. I know that the yeah, no, chakra is like an actual fucking thing. It's not just like spiritual energy that just like flows out and isn't like it's a physical thing. Or at least it becomes a physical thing. It's just usually not visible because everybody has such weak fucking chakra in general. It's very uncommon to have chakra pulse out in such a way that it's actually visible. He has crossed the line? Who has crossed the line? I don't know. Let me upload it. Let's see. Here. It looks like you're uploading a short. All your shorts are automatically considered for short ad revenue. Yeah, that's fine. Anime. Cultural diffusion. No, fuck no. Let's see. I hate having to type hashtags. Hashtag One Piece. Hashtag Naruto. Hashtag Naruto Shippuden. Hashtag versus battle. Hashtag power scaling. Hashtag Ace. Hashtag Itachi. Alright. Usually for my description, alright, let's just pick a random video. Give me these. Copy. Paste. There we go. Shorts. Like personalized ads and notifications. No, it's not made for children. Can I? Yeah, I'm not going to age restrict it. It's not necessary. Yeah, none of the above. I don't think... It is a controversial issue. What are we talking about? This is like the most controversial issue of them all. It's a fucking power scaling video. Side of things is clearly the hardest part. Yeah, no, the audio side is just the issue. Everything else is fine. I just don't like doing the audio bit.
I don't know, man. It'll probably finish doing all of its checks. We'll do today, and it'll come out at 5 p.m. I'll probably get another one done tomorrow, and I'll probably get both done tomorrow now that Lapis gave me the clip. It shouldn't take me as long. Wait, what the fuck? Whoa, 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 what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Why is it only saving 3 seconds of this crap? Wait, settings. How do I... I've never deleted a video. Oh, delete. We gotta... I understand that I'm deleting. Delete forever. Yeah, what the fuck? Dude, I hate having to close Vegas and open it up every fucking time right afterwards. That's so annoying. These work went fast for me. Must have processed most orders I've done in a month. Hey, that's good. Do you have to, like, reach a specific quota or something? Open a project. Give me the Ace versus Itachi. Ignore. Let me double check this. I don't know why it always does that bullshit, man. I always have to do the same thing. I always have to close the goddamn... Yeah, alright. Yeah, overwrite the existing file. Fuck's wrong with you? I don't understand why it does that shit, man. Sometimes I have to literally close out the entire app after I finish doing everything just so I have to... Just because, like, it'll only give me, like, 5 seconds of it. I don't know why it does that. What is this about? When you don't smoke, but you need something to take off the edge... You guys ever bought, like, You guys ever bought, like, a pack of, like, TCG cards, whether it's Yu-Gi-Oh!, One Piece, Naruto, whatever the fuck it is? You guys ever bought, like a Digimon or, like a Magic the Gathering card pack and you open it up for the first time? That shit, yo, the smell that comes from, like, card games, from, like, those cards, when you first open it up, hits, like, the hardest form of crack. Like, holy shit. Just remember, Naruto Down players and most importantly Bleach fans believe Madara's death was due to Zetsu stabbing him here. He died because of too much chakra. Scratch that. He didn't even die at that point. He died after the war. Kaguya was over. At first it looked like he died because Zetsu revived Kaguya. And so. And he had the 10 tails removed. They're sent to exterminate the Uchihas. I remember, y'all, he can bend gravity, so he can make gravity 1,000 times. They would all just die. Yeah, that would happen. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this, close this fucker. Okay, let's try this again because let's try this again. Okay. One more time. God damn it, I have to type in all those. Ace versus Itachi. Okay. Hashtag anime. Hashtag versus battle. Hashtag versus... I don't know. Hashtag One Piece. Hashtag Naruto. Hashtag Naruto Shippuden. Hashtag power scaling. Hashtag, I don't know, what else do we add? Ace. Hashtag Itachi. Hashtag free Bungus. Hashtag, wait, stop doing that. Free. Can I fucking type, man? Come on, let me fucking type. No, I don't give a shit if it's fucking made for kids, god damn it. I'm gonna fucking crash out, dude. No, it's not made for fucking kids, god damn it. God damn. Free Bungus. Oh, I can't even do it because it's too many characters. Alright, I guess I can't do hashtag free abundance. I'm not putting hashtag Eon eats. Alright, you know. You're having a debate, so I'm not gonna. You're having a debate, or you're having a conversation, so I'm not gonna like can't type you out. Like, oh man, that Eon eats me. I would time you out so fucking quickly right now. Hashtag Sengoku. I'm not putting in hashtag Sengoku. You know what? I'm making no. Wait, rate your video in order to check if it's ad suitable. I did. I did rate my video. God damn it. Okay. Members only, and then we'll do members to public. Members to public, we'll do today, and we'll do 5 p.m. because why not? Alright. So hashtag Solo King, hashtag Dunkin' Donuts type shit. That feels like I called Goku a bum. Hashtag bum Goku. Hashtag Sabo is Yonko level. Hashtag Eon the Bean Demon. Alright. See, you're not are you having a debate? Alright, you're having a debate. I'm not gonna fucking time you out. God damn it. Alright, guys, I'm gonna step out now. I'm gonna go watch some movie with my mom before she heads out to go do her thing. It's been fun. I had a fun time with you guys. I had a fun time here editing a video. If you guys actually don't forget to add the chapters in order. What chapters? I'll finish. Oh yeah, don't worry about it. Okay. Let me know if you guys would actually like me to do this again. I don't mind like editing in front of. I don't mind editing with you guys. Iron for his Iron Lung movie. I don't really watch Markiplier. I think I've watched one Markiplier video and thought, oh yeah, no, I got you. Have a good night, guys. Peace out.